start things off in the news this week with a new Star Trek series coming in 2017, which is awesome because I love Star Trek. Is that something I know? Well, Mario, you love Star Wars. I don't know if Star Trek is still.
This is like East Side and West Side clashing here.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of Star Trek.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I like Star Trek. I'm not like a huge Trekkie, but I have watched the original series. I've been meaning to watch Next Gen. I've not got around to it yet. I've seen all the movies. I enjoy Trek.
Okay. What about you, Connor?
I'm not a fan, but I don't really have anything against it. I saw the movie reboot and a handful of episodes from the original series. I like what I've seen. I just haven't really dived in.
Especially when
You guys really got to watch
Clone
Next
Wars.
Generation. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I tell you, I have seen the first season of Next Generation.
Okay, I was about to say I was a little disappointed that you had seen the Next Generation movies and not seen any of the show because those are way worse than the show.
Well, First Contact's pretty good.
Yeah, but none of those movies are as good as the show, in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, I mean, compared to the first season, I know it's supposed to get better in season 3 onwards, but season 1 was pretty rough.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, so things could be a little bit rough for this new one because for some reason they've decided that this show will not air on TV. It will be exclusive to CBS All Access, which is their paid streaming service.
Okay.
In their defense, I guess it's like, well, how do we get people to actually get on board with this? That don't just want to get Big Bang Theory whenever they want. I mean, pay however much to watch some Star Trek, depending on if it's any good. But
Well, I can actually see the argument almost here from two ways. First of all, yes, the hardcore Trek fans will probably get it just for the new series because they're hardcore Trek fans. And the other side, I guess, it's not out till 2017. By then, streaming will be even more of a big thing compared to like traditional TV. Maybe that's the way I'm thinking of it. It's still kind of weird, but whatever.
they're airing the first episode though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in the pilot to get
I think
everyone
that
hooked.
they're trying to. Yeah, they're hoping that even the non-Trekkies will
It's the
tune
meth.
into that.
It's the meth tactic. You get people give their first hit free,
The meth tactic.
and then once they're addicted, you make them pay for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, I don't know. It really depends on how this show looks. I mean, obviously, it's got to be pretty awesome in order to warrant me getting yet another subscription service.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what direction they'll take this show in. Completely new cast? Are they going to try and go for,
I think it
Because-
is a new cast. I'm pretty
well,
sure.
it's like, does it take place along with the new movies?
No,
or
they
is
said
it
it
more
didn't.
continuation? Okay, so anyway, I don't know. It could be good. I mean, I wish you guys were bigger Star Trek fans so we could like speculate, but it's okay.
Oh, if I was to speculate, I would say that it's probably going to be a more I don't want to say gritty, but like not as not like classic Trek's very 50s sci-fi. Even though it was the 60s, I know it's the 60s. Trek fans don't shout at me, but what I mean is it's very like I could see the new one dealing with harsher things. I could see it being closer to something like Battlestar than old school Trek.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, I would prefer something like that as well. Which once you get around to watching the really good Next Generation episodes, like
I've heard Deep Space Nine's better. Would you contest that?
it really depends on what you want out of your Trek show. But anyway, so I'm hoping that this is, like you said, maybe they'll take some cues from Battlestar Galactica because
Maybe they'll Doctor
Enterprise was not the best show.
Who it. They might Doctor Who it because like the older stuff that was a lot more sciencey and just visiting the worlds, which from what I've seen in the original series was that was the focus of at least. Whereas then obviously New Who kind of rebooted it for modern and it feels like fresh and what you expect to see now from sci-fi.
That's probably a good comparison. That's probably what they're probably going to aim for. Is like it'll be a new sort of reboot that's fresh. All the old stuff's still exists. It still applies. It's still the history of the the universe. But the new one will be like fresh, and if you want to just jump in from this point, you can.
Yeah. Well, that's what each of their shows kind of ends up being. It's like you didn't have to watch Next Generation to watch Deep Space Nine or to watch Voyager or anything, even though there were some connecting threads there. It's not necessary. And, you know, when you bring up the Doctor Who comparison, it's kind of funny because that show in itself has like rebranded, reimagined itself so many times. It's insane.
It's built into the plot.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, like, you know, with the most recent reboot, it was like it didn't get that like fresh coat of paint until like Matt Smith and Stephen Moffat came in, and then it's like, oh wow, now you guys made this look not like you're on a soundstage all the time.
Do you know what that was? That was when it went to BBC America and they got extra funding.
Oh,
The David Tennant years were better though.
In
All right,
storytelling,
well,
maybe.
That's enough. That's enough sci-fi talk for now. Hopefully, the show warrants me getting yet another subscription service. All right. So, speaking of online-only content, Jon Stewart of The Daily Show has signed a 4-year deal with HBO to make. Basically, it sounds like YouTube videos that you only watch on HBO. Like, this isn't a John Oliver deal where it's like, oh, and now you get to have your own show and you just do the same thing you were doing before. But nope, it's short form web only content.
Oh, it's web only. Oh,
Yeah. Well, you'll get it. I mean, it's not going to air on HBO. It'll only be through HBO Go, HBO Now, you know, any of their platforms. So it's I mean, it's good. I'm glad that I'm going to get Jon Stewart to talk about topical events and all sorts of crazy shit. But I don't know what this means exactly. I mean, just getting like, hey, Jon Stewart just uploaded a new video. Oh, cool. Hey guys, I fucking hate what's going on here. This is crazy, right? Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye. It's not like where's the production value? But
well, maybe
we don't.
Maybe they'll have like a proper schedule to make it feel like it's a daily thing, like rather.
I don't know. The way when I read about it, it seemed like he was kind of against the schedule because he was saying how he was like really tired out after being on every day for so many years, whereas this just kind of lets him do things as he wants to.
Yeah. So basically, we just got the most expensive, contract-ridden YouTube vlogging channel announced.
I've never actually watched any of Jon Stewart's stuff, so I really don't give a toss. But hey ho, if people are fans of him, then have at it.
Yeah, he's an institution over here. All right, so let's continue on with a new Preacher trailer.
That's more than 6 seconds long.
Yeah, you know what? This
National
one's not a
trailer.
Vine. We get a whole thing. So Mario, as probably the biggest Preacher fan here, right? So what did you think of this trailer?
well, I mean, I think this is more to establish a tone and kind of get people an idea of what to expect. I think it's more aimed for the general public than it is for anybody that's a fan of the comic book, because there isn't really anything in it that specifically calls out to the series.
Yeah, there's
I know-
nothing about the plot really in this trailer.
Right.
Nothing
I know
supernatural at all,
some people
really.
that are fans of the book were kind of worried that maybe they're going to be completely departing from the series, but I don't think so. I don't think that this necessarily means that. They're just going to trying to establish what kind of show and how it's going to feel like and how violent it can be. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check it out. If not, then maybe it's not for you.
I think I know who you're talking about. You're talking about our fellow mailed fuzzer, Tim Vargulish.
Yeah, those are just people in general I saw online were like, oh, this, what the fuck is these characters? Where's the, the God part of it? Not his religion part. I mean, the actual God part of it. And
Yeah, the angels and all
stuff.
that shit, yeah.
And but it's like, yeah, but this is the first trailer. I don't think you necessarily, or maybe they want that to be a reveal, like it builds up to that, and then it just happens, and the general public wouldn't know about that.
That would be a brave move.
So, but I don't know. So that's one of those things that's gonna be hard to judge with just this trailer.
I thought in
Yeah.
terms of quality, the trailer seemed fine.
Yeah.
I didn't think it looked bad or anything like that. It looked like it was well made. Cast seems mostly, pretty down. I mean, it does Howard Stark, Dominic Cooper, that's his name.
Yeah.
Does he make me think of what I thought of Jesse Custer when I read the book? Probably not exactly. I mean, he's not got a mullet for a start.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of upset that more than anything else. Where the hell's
Yeah,
my
and
mullet?
I hope that, and then there's something else that comes in another trailer that they kind of establish who's who. Now it showed like Tulip, kind of what she's going to be like in the dynamic with Jesse himself, and like just more establishing who the characters are going to be, what the show's going to be like on a day-to-day, like on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, really, all this one told us was how Jesse's going to like how his character kind of like treats things. Because the kid asks him for help, and he's like, "Well, I could, you know, like, well, I don't know what I can't remember what he says, but he basically said, "Oh yeah, I'll cut your dad up or whatever, or your stepdad or whatever it was."
Yeah.
So I guess it establishes that side to his character, if nothing else.
Connor, what did you think about the trailer?
Well, I've never read Preacher, so I am technically part of the general audience for the general population.
Filthy casual.
Yeah, I mean, I know bits and pieces, obviously, but nothing specific about any of the characters. So all of that was new to me. And yeah, it looked fine. Like it was interesting enough that I'd be definitely interested in checking it out at least, even though I don't have any idea what it's actually going to be from the trailer. Which I'm sure we'll get in further trailers in the future, though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. Yeah.
I think the most important part is it looks like it fits perfectly with The Walking Dead kind of feel. And so I think that's really what they're trying to push is if you like The Walking Dead, you'll probably like this show. And we know there's a lot of you guys because you guys fucking watch this shit. Walking Dead every fucking week.
Yeah, he even broke records with Fear the Walking Dead, which was not very good. So yeah, come watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. I know you guys are going to be super excited about this news. Because Netflix might start making anime.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
Why would you set me
they
up with that,
already
Alex?
have a bunch of anime on there. Like, it's hidden and then really annoying to get to, but it's in there.
They've been Netflix originals in the sense that they're the providers and distributors in certain locations for anime already. So it's classed as an original because it wasn't on a TV station. They just didn't produce it. So it's kind of the next step, I suppose.
Yeah, basically the Netflix CEO was giving a talk, and he said that there's not enough TV out there. We need to make more shows. We have to, we've been branching out and making, different content for different regions, and they felt like, well, the next stop is really to make anime and Bollywood style projects. So it'd be crazy, but I mean, I'm down to see just all these different Netflix experiments. I mean, they rarely turn out horrible, and when they do, it's usually because of the creative team behind it. Like that. God, what was it? Was that Hemlock Grove or whatever?
Yeah, the horror show.
It was like that never looked good to begin with, anyway. So other than that, it's like everything's been pretty consistent.
It's not the craziest thing they've done. I mean, there's still that Full House comeback that's happening.
Oh yeah, Fuller House. That is happening. Ugh. You know what? If they made Fuller House into an anime instead, then I'm totally down. I'm good. Let's do it. Or bring back other 80s sitcoms, like do like Alf, except an anime.
Dude, who's the boss? But Alyssa Milano's like the boss now. She's not the kid anymore.
Did they have an Alf cartoon?
I think he definitely showed up in like that anti-smoking PSA cartoon thing where like all of the sitcom stars got together and shit. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this has nothing to do with Netflix anymore. All right, let's move on. So SyFy has ordered a Van Helsing show that is not actually about Van Helsing. It's about Vanessa Helsing, the daughter of Van Helsing. What do you guys think? Day one, gonna DVR that shit.
I'm actually cool with the concept. Right, I'm cool with the concept. It's on SyFy though, and that steps me in the wrong mood. I mean, who knows? I mean, they did make Battlestar Galactica. One day they might make another show of that quality.
There's been some good stuff recently.
Oh, Being Human. I still stand behind that.
They had Ascension last year, and 12 Monkeys is meant to be pretty good.
Okay, maybe I'm just not watching the ones that are meant to be good. But
Oh, and
Generally speaking,
Helix is pretty good too.
Didn't that get cancelled now though?
I watched the first season, and that's all I know, and it was pretty good.
but he came back for season 2. That's what's important.
Also, Sharknado 3. Oh hell no!
Yeah, there you go. That's a testament to the quality.
All right, so they range, so it could be good or bad.
They range.
Yeah, but there's a lot of shows they're sitting on too that I'm kind of waiting to see because they're supposed to be developing a DMZ show for the Brian Wood comic adaptation. And I'm really looking forward to that, and we haven't seen any of that at all.
They've got the Krypton one. That's them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's
yeah.
in canon with Man of Steel.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea.
Oof. Yeah. So, anything else about Van Helsing, guys? You guys?
It could go either way. There's no reason why. There's absolutely no reason why this couldn't be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting enough situation, and interesting dynamic. You already have the fact that he ties back to her dad, who already obviously knows what he's doing. It's someone that's learning or something. It could be interesting. Yeah. We've seen this kind of shows before.
Especially
or if it could be terrible.
If it goes down the path where it'd basically be a modern Buffy, because it's going to be a badass chick who fights vampires, werewolves, and demons and shit.
Yeah, and then you can have the fact that she lives under her father's shadow and blah 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 blah, and living up to the name. It could be good.
And also, Alex sarcastically said her name, but I actually think it's quite smart calling her Vanessa Helsing. I'm down with that decision.
Just so they can shorten it to keep the Vans.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
While we're on the topic of shows that I think sound terrible, but you really want to talk about, Peter, right after we finished recording last week, you remember this? We were talking about it earlier, the Animal Control series.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Would you like to tell the nice people what this magnificent show is about?
Well, it's just about animal control people. What state is it in again, or city? Is it Brooklyn?
Wasn't it Brooklyn or something?
I think it was Brooklyn Animal Control. So yeah,
Brooklyn Animal Control, and it's basically just a team of essentially animal control who specialize in werewolves.
So why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I just think you dropped the ball by not putting that in the news last week, Alex. That's all.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Alan was here last week. He would have been jumping at joy at that news, and now you've missed your chance. And you'll never get to tell him about the werewolf show. So
was this the one that had Goya's name on it?
Was it? Oh god.
Well, then steer clear.
Yeah,
we don't need to
being developed for the USA Network by Goya.
Sounds awesome.
And adapted
coming on after
this,
Mr. Robots.
This does remind me of the situation with Blade right now, because that's the same premise as Blade. His daughter is like the new Blade, and she's learning or whatever. She's in high school.
You going back to the Van Helsing thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, how's that like Brooklyn Animal Control? I don't understand.
I'm talking about Van Helsing.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so speaking of sci-fi, they just renewed Z Nation for a 3rd season.
What now?
A show that none of us watch.
Nope. It's not a zombies show.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I was just joking because none of us was even. Did anyone even watch the pilot? Did anyone even try it?
No.
I
don't know how it made 3 seasons because it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Just from because I did see reviews pop up early on because people wanted to jump on it if it was going to be good, and just the stills look terrible.
Yeah, even the still, not even the trailer. The stills look terrible.
Apparently, George R.R. Martin is a fan because he was on last week's episode as a zombie.
Wow.
Well, he should get back to fucking writing.
Why isn't he?
I knew one of you were going to say that.
Dead?
I know, and
no, but if he has so much pull, why wouldn't he be on The Walking Dead?
Maybe he prefers this one.
Maybe
look, you can only have
afford
one fat, talented, bearded writer on any one zombie show. All right, they've got Kirkman. RR had to go to Z Nation.
So Railroad Martin and Kirkman would just destroy each other if they actually got in the same room.
Yeah. It'd just be like a competition who can kill more characters.
Maybe
quickly.
they're the same person because they both love killing random people.
Yeah. That's what it'd be. The fight would just be them sitting down at a desk with bits of paper each and just try to kill off characters as quickly as possible. And so you can rack up a kill count.
Just do it the most randomly.
That'd be great. All right, we have one last news item this week, which is that Snoop Dogg has a late night talk show that premieres on Monday, guys.
Okay.
Did he actually change his name back to Snoop Dogg now then?
I guess he did.
Because he was, yeah.
What was it before?
It was different for a while.
Snoop Lion for a while. He was trying to.
What?
Yeah, he changed it for a bit. I didn't realize he changed it back.
Yeah,
It's disappointing.
He got incredibly high to a whole new level where he just decided, I'm only going to make reggae music now, and he changed his name to Snoop Lion for like 6 months or
Didn't
something.
he do like a documentary thing on being high? Was that him?
I have no idea, but this talk show is essentially that. Every night you get to watch Snoop Dogg get super stoned with the likes of Seth Rogen or Kevin Smith or crazy other known potheads, and they just sit there and talk, and that's a show. Why not?
It's like the what's his name from? I can't remember his name.
Oh, you're talking about Doug Benson?
No, from Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Isn't that the same premise as Joe Rogan? His podcast. I mean, everybody gets in there, immediately gets high and hangs out with him.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. And also, Doug Benson does have an online show that's called Getting Doug with High, which is essentially the same premise as this. That Snoop Dogg was actually on, I think. Anyway,
Pretty much every Kevin Smith podcast is that, to be fair.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
true.
just hearing him cough every 5 seconds.
Yep.
Well, this has been Famous Stoner Corner. That's all wraps up the news for this week in TV.